Minecraft lore is very mysterious and ambiguous. There are tens, if not hundreds, of differing theories, and new explanations for game mechanics arise all the time. But above all, one question about Minecraft remains unanswered. A looming mystery that is arguably the most important thing in the whole story of the game. Let's assume for a second there was once an ancient race of builders like you and I who constructed all the structures we see in the world. They made great technological advancements and shaped the world forever with their buildings. However, they're not here anymore. We are the only players in this vast world. The ancient builders underwent some sort of extinction, a catastrophic event that drove them to be no more. But what? Everyone has a different version of Minecraft lore in their head. There's one main aspect that almost every prominent theory agrees upon: the ancient race of Minecraft builders. A group of people just like you and I that constructed all the structures we see in game. While there's obviously no verbal confirmation for this theory, it would explain so much and things would just make a lot less sense without it. For instance, if there wasn't an ancient race, how would all the structures get here? They certainly don't just appear randomly. So with that assumption in mind, the next logical question is, where are they now? A technologically advanced race doesn't just disappear off the face of the earth. Something happened. Some extinction event that caused them to seemingly vanish before we, the player, got here. And this is where theories begin to diverge. To my knowledge, there are three leading theories as to what happened to this race. In this video, I intend to examine all of them and look for evidence and flaws proving and disproving these theories. The three theories as to what happened are as follows. The first is the creation of the Wither, the second is some sort of plague, specifically a zombie outbreak, and the third is some sort of world war or man-induced conflict. These are all somewhat different, but each have merit in their own right. Let's begin with the most popular one. The Wither. This is by far the most popular of the three and is often talked about by MatPat, myself, and more recently Sipover. It pretty much argues that at some point in time, the ancient builders, while conducting experiments, accidentally or purposefully summoned the Wither, a destructive behemoth that drove them to extinction. The first strong piece of evidence in accordance with this theory is an anecdote from a book, the Mob Bestiary. The Mob Bestiary is an official book released by Mojang and is the closest thing we'll get to actual written lore. In the section on the Wither, we get this little quote: "There is something to be said about the curiosity of explorers that leads them to try anything, even if it ends in their doom." A group of settlers tried to recreate what they saw in the painting, using 4 blocks of soul sand and 3 skulls of the Wither skeleton. They found terrible success, and so the battle had begun. So an official lore book about Minecraft outright states the ancient builders summoned the Wither. Well, that just straight up answers our question, right? Not exactly, because while we do now know the ancient builders definitely did encounter the Wither, we don't know if it wiped them out. The Wither is by no means an easy boss to combat, but wiping out an entire race of people? I'm not sold on that just yet. Attentive viewers might have also noticed and questioned the line about the painting. What exactly did the builders try to recreate? Well, this actually raises way more questions than answers. In the intro paragraph on the Wither, we get this mysterious text. Its existence was theorized by scholars before it was witnessed. Soon after, a bizarre painting began to appear, showing a T-shaped group of brownish blocks topped by 3 white-eyed heads. Thus, the search began for information as to what this creature may be. Okay, who the heck made a painting of the Wither before it was even summoned? Regardless, I'll revisit this later, as it isn't actually that important to our overall goal. Another piece of evidence in favor of this theory is the condition and location of the nether fortresses and strongholds. Nether fortresses are built high up in the air, and their bridges look like they were hit with some sort of explosive. Maybe they were built as a place of defense to guard against Wither attacks. Similarly, the stronghold is built deep underground in a place where the Wither probably wouldn't get to that easily. The builders could have been using it as a place of refuge while working on the end portal. But this theory isn't without flaws. For one thing, the Wither isn't that hard to kill. If you had a whole race of technologically advanced builders, it's hard to believe that with all of that diamond armor, they still couldn't defeat a singular Wither. However, a counter-argument to this is maybe more than one was summoned, for some reason or another. The second contradicting aspect of this theory is the aftermath. As you probably know, when a Wither kills a mob, a Wither Rose is dropped or placed. Players are no exception to this rule. If the Wither did end up killing the ancient builders, why are there no Wither Roses left behind as evidence? Furthermore, how did the villagers survive? In a story by the game theorists that I agree with, they point out how the villagers are most likely descendants of the ancient builders. If that's the case though, how did they end up surviving the Withers? It seems unlikely that they would remain while the other builders got wiped out. The final problem I have with this theory is, where is the Wither now?
Today I'm gonna explain where is it now. So I wrote this thing down. I'm just not gonna read it. It's bad. I'll try to explain it this one. So a long time ago, there was the ancient race of builders. So there was also the war and the Wither and all that stuff. So what happened to the ancient race of builders? What I believe is that there was a big war, and then with the pillagers, then the pillagers had created the Wither. After creating the Wither, it went wild, and something happened. Then the ancient race of builders also started doing that. But then something happened and a lot of them died. But there's more to the story. So where are they now and how did they die? It can't just be the Wither, right? So what I think was, after the players were able to kill the Wither, the pillagers needed another plan because that wasn't working. So they created the zombie virus, which wiped out all of them, all of the ancient builders. But not all of them. There was one left. He created the stronghold and the place to find a cure in the igloo. Find a cure for the zombie villagers and maybe even the ancient builders. But what happened? It didn't work. So, in the April Fool's update, there were hundreds, thousands, and billions of dimensions. And they're all different. You could get to these dimensions by throwing a written book into a portal. Depending on what you wrote, it would make a different dimension. The last ancient builder, in order to save his people, he searched through hundreds and thousands of these dimensions, looking for something to help save them. And then, after probably years of trying to find it, he found it. A command block. And he was gonna use it to cure the zombie villagers and the ancient builders. But something happened. The Withers got to him. The Withers got to it first. Then the Wither possessed the command block and formed the Wither Storm, seen in Minecraft story mode. And then that was what wiped out the rest of the ancient builders. But then, zombies, their eyes are missing. We never knew what color they were. What if they were white? What if the ancient builders were Herobrine? So, here's where the rest of it comes in. So, after the Withers got it, it became the Wither Storm and wiped out the rest of the ancient builders. Then it attacked the villages, but most of them died. But then they created the Iron Golem, also made from blocks, which was used to protect the villages from withers and zombies. But some of them were infected. So Herobrine created the strongholds and the igloos, the secret rooms inside the igloos, to experiment trying to find a cure for the zombie virus. But he had no luck. After he found the command block, the Wither got it, creating the Wither Storm, which then killed all of them. But then Herobrine had an epic battle with the Withers and Wither Storms. And then it all stopped. Herobrine had won the battle, gotten back the command block, and wiped out all the Withers and the Wither Storm. But they are still able to be summoned to this day. So you better not summon it, or else bad things may happen. Like the thing that happened to the ancient race of builders. But it doesn't end there. After he defeated the Wither, he had yet to cure the ancient race of builders. He tried everything with the command block. He still had no luck. And then players came into the game. He studied them from close distances, trying not to be seen. But then he was discovered. And then everybody knows about him now. And he uses his powers from the command block to hide and to observe the players. Because maybe the players will find the cure before him. Maybe the players will find what he has yet to find. Thanks for watching. Bye.